Isn't it right? Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Neverorians! I'm your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert, the host with the most, coming at you over the airways, in your ears from the land of corn. Folks, Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, the Big Stompy Robots line of books and games, and a whole bunch of other stuff I am slaving to produce for your edutainment, as well as the wonderful patrons of the Historical Fencing Guild, whose money helps me keep my camera live and keep everything hopping. So thank you. Huge shout out to Joe Bachman at grabbing his lovely bookmark. https://bit.ly/JB Tech Apps. Joe Bachman is the creator of the one and only Big Stumpy Robots app, where you can basically do everything you need to do except push your minis around. And you get the rules. All for the price of $1. So you can get that on, I think it's a little more on Apple because everything else is, or on Android, like those of us who, live in the real world. But we have so much to do and talk about, but before I do, I'm going to ask you, yes, keep making noise at me. Boom, boom. We're a few seconds late today due to feline intervention. The cold snap meant we decided, as I was having an incredibly bad leg day, which is the burden of old injuries and approaching winter, that Dusty, the formerly outside cat, is going to be adopted. And that's what happens when you abduct and adopt someone at the same time, a.k.a. Joey and Trey Bachman's future, if I ever hit the lotto. They know they've requested that they get to pick out what size black bag they want when I come snag them from work to a life of leisure. But wow, that actually is my way of doing things. Sorry, I just realized there's a story about the way I proposed to my wife, which I will hold off till much closer to my anniversary. But there's some of that flavor there, come to think of it. However, all that loveliness being put aside, let's get into my accountability. You may have seen I did a lovely little art piece. And let's see, I want to see if something I did something, and I tried to do something, and it Did not work. So I'm going to try to fix that right now. Anyway, it's not the first time that I have sorry. Neck pop. Desktop. That's my desktop. No, I can't find that file. That is more than a little annoying. Anyway, I did a project. And what I can do is go. I think I can do this. I'm going to set up to show you the little project I did. Another 30-second one that I wanted as a short clip, but I got distracted uploading Cindy Koepp's ad. So we're going to move the tab to new window. Give me a second. I know we're behind on the comments, but you guys also always love when we are behind in the comments. So I hold no shame there. We'll just go here. Other than that, while I try and make something a little more difficult work, bam. I've also been writing on my horror anthology, and I have a bit of advice for you guys while I'm working on this. And this is spicy, but authors and creatives who've been working on putting stuff out, do not release your novel in November. November, December is a terrible time to release your novel. Why? Well, let's see if I could do this. Present. Oh, that's neat. Anyway. Do not, what you do, window, bam. Do not publish then. Do it either early November or January. And the reason I'm saying this, and guys, like, share, and subscribe for more logic and wisdom, is you always want to be ahead of the curve. Now, we are on, well, frankly, we've got big channel exception. We're on this channel, but we're going to watch. I'm going to waste 34 seconds of your time if you haven't gotten to see this. I want to do something spooky for y'all. Now, this shouldn't be too flashy, but I got to do some art. I wanted to get in the feel of things, and this may be used as a eventual one. Our good friend, visiting our old friend Castle Solitaire, just to give you guys the feel of what some old-fashioned, fun digital painting can be from yours truly. I love to hear what people think, because I am not just an author and not just a game designer. I'm also an artist, and one must keep their let me just rerun that while I say, one must keep their assorted natures going. You don't want to feed part of your soul and then neglect another. It does not bode well. So we have to realize as creators that to feed part of us, we have to feed all of us. So never stop doing the things you love while you are maybe pursuing more profitable things or more in the now things. Boom. I couldn't catch the stop. But folks, we'll just zap that because we don't need that anymore. Maybe. Boom. That should bring me right back up. Yes, wonderful. Now, so I did that, which obviously did not take 34 seconds. But the mentality is, if I create something artistically, and I remember to hit the time-lapse button, which I found, now when I'm creating an image, my mind either has a story about it or is making a story as I create it. That's more material from the same work. Then I can take the time-lapse and I can share that. That's more material from the same work. You always want to find different angles with the things you've described to build on from the existing things. That's how I got my fancy dancy YouTuber card. This was issued to me by my son. A few elite individuals have a YouTuber card. But so there's that. Part of my other bits of accountability is more writing on the horror. Now, getting back, because I got distracted by that. You don't, guys, a lot of people try, there's a trend, race the trend. You don't want to race the trend because you'll never catch it. The wave is always ahead of you. It's much better to know when it's coming and do something around it. Now, NaNoWriMo is coming up. RIMO, or National Novel Writing Month. NaNoWriMo. Anyway, where a whole bunch of people spend November trying to write a novel, which is admirable and beautiful. And if that is your kick, great. But, one second. As independent producers, as people who are fighting for bandwidth, that is not the time. So mid-December is not the time to try to release your novel, because every new person in the world who's tried the NaNoWriMo challenge and succeeded, which is only a few, but it's staggering, is doing the same thing. This is where the worlds of basic business understanding and marketing understanding and creation collide, because it's hard to get our voices out there, especially if you're a positive voice. If I wanted to go and engage in negative attacks on people, I could have a lot more followers. I know this. And if you look, especially the social media algorithm, it's built on engagement, not quality. Therefore, it's very simple, very easy to go out and just make a big stink. You'll get more notice. You'll feed the beast. And that's why people who don't create anything seem to have these tremendous followings. And yes, the wind is howling again. So you guys know what that means. But if you're creating stuff, it takes longer and slower. And I'm actually doing an experiment. I recently followed a whole bunch more people on the Twitter. And I'm using the Twitter because I don't have a lot of family overlap with Twitter. So that means I can get a more natural progression without having to worry about tracking people who'd follow me because, well, I love Nick, etc. There are some people who do this. And, that is part of it. But I've noticed that my followers and those I follow stay about 10 apart. So 10 more people follow me than the people I follow. So I want you, if you were on the Twitterverse, even if you don't use it, this isn't me generating numbers. This is a genuine question. To go to @Tockert. That's me. Same kind of stuff you see on Facebook, if you know me. Same stuff you hear there. Follow me there. And I want to see if my followers, when you do, especially if I know you, I will follow you. And we'll see if it keeps the same. I am testing to try to understand how the Twitterverse algorithm works, because the Facebook algorithm is a strange thing. I think the Twitter one might be a little more concise. And like I said, I'm just trying to find how that works, because I promote other people. So let's see how that goes. And the other reason I was slightly late was I was uploading something. So before I hop on, I want to get and run Cindy Koepp's new ad. It's very different than her old ad, and I would like to know what you think of it. And I want to note to all the bots out there that CityCap has the proper licensing use to use that music for ads. It has been triple checked, so please don't come at me. Now, I want to give you guys a good break because it's Monday. I want to know your energy. I want to feel how you're feeling. Let's hit the comment section. I'm way behind, but we will go see. And I see Frog G is already in the house. Oh, there we go. And coming in at 9:49. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Carl Witzman. You are the man with the plan, and it's always good to have you in the chat. What's on your mind today, Carl? And did you bring Donna? Tonight is the Writers Forum, tidbits and scribbles on author Michaela Jade's YouTube channel. All right. So if that's something you guys are all interested in, you should, because Michaela's a wonderful author and a very unusual lady. It's funny because I may partake after my program of the Historical Fencing Guild live stream in a certain secret humor green room, which can be utterly hilarious, but also remarkably open. It's what a safe place should be, where not that it's padded for you. It's just, people who can understand and keep secrets and commiserate can come together. Totally not a secret author group therapy as hosted by Carl Witzman, with a light dabbing of intoxicants for those who partake. I do not, of course. To those of you who Nick's got a short bottle, it's NW 0 because it's just nice once in a while. Now, let's see what else is going on. My throat's being a little odd, so my voice may drop and do weirdness. I was hoping that sometimes a little bubbly pop will help. I know that Donna's out with her friend today. You see how she is? But where's everyone else? Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Jody McPhee. Hope all is well. Accountability is short today since I have a lot to think about and discuss with an inner circle of creative before I make a move. Oh, you're up to something. Well, then, you know what, Joe? I haven't seen you on the show much lately, so I want to be sure to promote you while we're here.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
All right. Let's keep going. It's always good to hear from Joe. Hey, there you are, and here I am. Michaela comes bouncing into the room, sucking those long necks down. Now, it's great to hear from you, Michaela. Hope you guys are doing well this week, and everybody's greeting each other. Let's keep on trucking, get back on, because I'm way behind, run low on time, and I want to go on feeling fine. So, Kyle is here to play backup as always. Accountability, formatting Donna's latest novella, reading Michaela on Vela. I actually got so bored I wrote several pages of my spy novel like a true fella. Sorry, you set me up a cadence. I couldn't help myself. Anyway, let me get back some work done at 9 to 5 for a few minutes. Absolutely. LOL, Joe. I don't have any controls here. I'm just the chat Tumblr dude. Tumblr is a comic who's a bit like an MC at an event. The more you know. And yes, I need to set up some snarky little clips. But not right. Hang on to your hats, folks. Here we go. And that's right. Good morning, Grant. We've got Grant coming through the door. Hello, Grant. Where is he? Glenn. Carl Witzman. Maybe Nick had to climb up one of those windmills. wind-powered internet is great until you have to climb the tower. We don't actually get the electricity from the wind power here. I find it quite cruel, but yeah. And no, I was about a minute late due to feline intervention. We have brought another cat into the house because we had two that hung out on our porch, and one was having a rough time of it, that being Stuart, the sort of cat. And Dusty basically wanted Stuart's life and looked in the windows, and my family applied pressure to my sucker button, which is tattooed right here, and it makes me give things to small children or animals or people in need, even at my own detriment sometimes. And so Dusty came into the house. And dealing with them added an extra bit of debacle. Now, Glenn, how are things? Did a new issue hit? Did the new issue hit Amazon as yet? Yes, that's the kind of questions we want to know. Hi, greetings. Frog G is in the house. Good morning, everyone. Well, Frog G is here, so let's hook Frog up while we're here.
We've all read the story. The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is real life, and in real life, stories don't always have happy endings. Frog G, the story of a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess sent on a mission to kill a god by death itself. Now our hero must roam the underworld to regain his humanity and win back the woman he loves.
Yeah, that is an amazing title. It has done phenomenally well in crowdfunding, and it's going to continue to do so. And I love seeing that. Now, this isn't a comic show. It's not going to ever be a fully comic show. But I will show people who have cool stuff, be it author, artists, or game designers, or whatever else cool people float my way. I love showing off Cindy Koepp's string work, thread work. There's a term for that, and I've lost it, but that's okay. And we've got Frog. Everyone's greeting Frog, and Frog is greeting everyone. Oh, accountability post. I finished, and this is from our own Michaela Jade. I finished uploading episodes for Vela. Now I'm starting on the next Elite Warrior book. Ooh. All things Nicholas Tockert. Yes, that channel that site needs to be upgraded. And Joe Bachman, Joe Bach Tech App /app -portfolio. That's the big fancy link, folks. Holy carp, I'm glad I turned that volume down. Nick Glenn! Oh, my brother from the other side of the ocean. How are you? I hope your new project's doing well. And yes, you can find my books on Amazon.com. Thank you, Frog G. And Michaela's got her link in the chat, Amazon.Kindle Vela /story, and then a bunch of gobbledygook. Good, Michaela. And I mentioned tidbits, but if you have a better link, go for it. And Frog's hidden there with the links, youtube.com/C. That's your custom Michaela Jade. And her books on Amazon at /Michaela Jade. And you want more Michaela Jade, authormichaelajade.com. LOL, I don't have a link for tidbits and scribbles for tidbits yet, but youtube.com/Michaela Jade. Lurker mode engaged. Cindy Campus. I love that Romulan energy in the morning. I'm all here for it. I still need to get a little gif of a Romulan Doderidex ship decloaking or something. I'll probably get sued, so I have to be careful how I do it. Anyway, from the desk of a small press publisher, that's our own Joe D. More Joe D. At linktree/civbolt. And 18 hours left until we extend for another 30 days. Hop on out, check out Frog G, Voodoo Gods, and Magic over on Indiegogo. Now with beanies. Gotta love beanies. Cool. Frog, thanks. Frog. Spooky. Yeah, I don't know what spooky happened, but spooky is going on. I've been getting out of the house a little bit today and yesterday. I don't feel 100%, but according to the CDC, I'm non-contagious. Well said about the algorithm. Oh, Spooky, you're talking about the picture. I'm glad you, the image, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yes, we have to fight the algorithm, so we need to learn to fight it. I mean, if it's going to work against us, friends, then we are emotionally obligated. I hate wearing my hat backwards, but if I don't, I have this loony Peaky Blinders shadow, and I look like I'm about to cause far more trouble than I intend to right now. Anyhow, but my head's getting cold on account of the wind just blasting through this old window. And yeah, I want to arm you guys in the battle against the algorithm. It's kind of my shtick. And Cindy Koepp, Frog G is plugging Cindy Koepp at Studio Huber's website /Cindy Koepp, and her books on Amazon at Amazon.com/Cindy Koepp. Nice ad for Cindy. Had to read it fast though. I should read that one out loud, but I may have been taking that as a drink break. I like Cindy's ad. The critters are adorable, and she makes all of those and she sells them. I believe she also will take commissions. The green room should be padded. Whoop. It's a nice bump. Highlights the books and the critters patent pending for Cindy well. Where's everyone else? Just got out of the shower. That's an mental image, Richie. We're all rattling around. It's early morning, and Mondays have gotten kind of quiet around these parts. I need to step up the attracting game. It's almost like I have dastardly plans in the works. I watch my analytics. Do you? If you run channels, are you going to like your YouTube studio and looking at what gets views, what doesn't? For example, although it's much easier to get the thumbnails that I use that are very nice and scenic, it looks like the hand-drawn goofy ones seem to do better in attracting people. I'm curious on that. Always research, Rich. Morning, folks. Weird day for schedule, folks. Rides I had to provide. Okay, weird day for schedule. Folks missed rides I had to provide, then logged into work, did worky type stuff. Noticed that I had not time to shower, took care of that. I know, TMI. It's another Monday. You wish it were Sunday, because that's your fun day. Good morning. How y'all are? Well, Cindy, we are doing great. Folks got to see your new ad. I may try reading through all the word bubbles, but it seems to have been received very well. And everybody loves your critters. Now, I'm slowly getting caught up. And there's the comment down. Should not have said that. Right, Slaker, I'm going to take a nap. Been up since 5. Talk to you later. I am pro nap in Richmond. This is why my purple throne of power, my ancient recliner, has ascended from the basement under the might of my wife's fury and found its place back in my living room. Now, I may have to move a breathing machine to take a nap in it, but oh my gosh. Accountability. Hibernated most of the weekend to get over whatever bug is screwing with me. Excellent. You have to get better. Later, Grant. Yeah, you get some rest, Grant. And yeah, see you, Rich, and everybody else. See you, Grant. We're going to just kind of do that. Go get the simple fighting with an axe and a simple spear. Yeah, folks, I am keeping the simplicity in my different weapons books. I do need to get the simple spear to wave around more. Waving the book around makes sales, and I do need to produce a bucket load of commercials, but that will be one of my rewards for getting my backdrop rehung. I have plans. See ya. Bye. Hostile last night. Stellari fulfillment is nearly finished. I just need to get to the pest office and get the boxes on the way. Wonderful. Historical Fencing Guild, Friday night at 7. Yes, there may be a special this week. if I can make it out to the store, because the threat of the pumpkin menace has found its way even to central Indiana, and I may have to go to the front lines and do my part, because it has been noted that as a sword channel, I have yet to do cutting it in my many years, because I don't usually deal with edge, live steel. Ooh, what's this? Ooh. Tidbits tonight. Awesome. If y'all don't stop by for it yet, I highly recommend it. Oh, and Cindy still has about 18 sets of Stellarii. If you missed the chaos and still want the game, put the price you're asking in there too, Cindy. Snazzy Picnic. Amy Hale has neuroses. Hat backwards, very artisty. Paint me like one of your anime girls. Okay, my size more like a mech. Richie, I do, all jokes aside, I do take art commissions. If folks want me to draw them in my immutable style, I am always more than happy to do so at a very affordable rate. You are running out of times for frogs who do voodoo for this time around. And that's indiegogo.com/project/frog-g voodoo gods and magic. Leave reviews for authors at Smashwords.search. Brian K. Morris. Yay for the new ad. I'm glad folks like it. I need to do custom orders for non-licensed critters. Yes, you do. I love my manatee. I love the manatee so much, we are going to see the nearest manatees to us as part of our trip. I'm going to see manatees in person, and I'm not going all the way to Florida. Because if I was, then I'd be hanging out with Luke Stone, and nothing would get done. I'm the report guy at work. If anyone thinks that I'm not going to pay attention to the analytics once the show gets rolling, they need to put down the reefer. Exquisite, Richard. Monsters of Holidays 2, right? Amazon.com/Brian K. Morris. I bet that's for Santa Stein, the post-holiday Prometheus. He has commercials for that. He still hasn't sent them to me. Hey, Carl, please use your illegal backdoor powers to steal Brian's ads from his channel so that I can put them on mine, so I can promote his stuff, because he keeps forgetting to. Please and thank you. Waving the book around makes sales. Starts waving books around. It literally does. I am required to get a day job, so tune in tonight for Scribbles, as it may be the last chance to do so. Dun, dun, dun. Man. Michaela, that's tragic. You do not deserve a day job. None of us should have to have day jobs with the amount of work we put out creating quality content for others. Unless we want the day job. Because like my buddy Joe can't not have multiple jobs. Very good sci-fi bear publication stuff. And they have props at bit.ly/bear.pub. Yes, they do. Get your Animal Lion coffee. See, I told you. I will go to check his channel and poach what I can. Yes! Illegal backdoor powers. I won't say anything with that. Too easy. Much like my buddy Brian, but that's okay. It's all well and good, Johnny. Freaking Cage. Now, Johnny is, guys, at JP7_art, I believe, on Twitter. Follow Johnny Cage, because this man puts out amazing artwork. It is mature. So those of you who may have a problem with anatomy bits or very attractive women may want to pass that up. But from a purely artistic standpoint, which we're mature-ish adults here. We need to be able to do that. Please look up Johnny's work. He has other sites. He has given me the links in the past. I have to find them again simply because my gringo tongue does not pronounce his name properly. And that is no disrespect. I barely pronounce my name properly halfway through a show. And with us being about halfway through the show, please like, share, and subscribe. And please ring that bell. I know I asked this, but guys, I've been looking at my analytics, and 58% of my folks who watch my shows are not subscribed. And they're the same ones who are like, hey, Nick, can you get me notice? So if you watch it through Facebook, please go to YouTube and subscribe. It costs you nothing. Zero. Nada. Except you may get another notification that I'm starting. But that would help my algorithm and my watch hours and stuff increase. And I would like to get where I'm monetized. That is the next big goal for me. My goal for everyone I know who has a YouTube channel, that's folks like Kat Rothamel. Uh-oh. Okay, my net glitched a little bit. Yes. Kids gonna love it. Don't let them see it. Twitter.com/JP7Art. Yes, go there if you are in the Twitterverse. My net is being dodgy again, so if I cut out, you have my apologies, folks. Let me see. I wonder if Sandra didn't turn on the Xbox. Well, we'll figure that out. But there we go. We're starting to get the feedback. Excuse me. The Stellari game with Notepad, 5 left, are 30. Without Notepad, 13 or 14-ish are 25. There is an expanded version of the game with extra trips. If you want ebooks and Matt enrolls art with it, paper, add 25, add 15. Paper books are $10 each. I cover shipping. There you go, folks. That's what I love. She's got a fallback plan on top of her sales. So reach out to Cindy, because some people aren't about the crowdfund thing or are having trouble logging into the Kickstarter, etc. that they have set up. So anything I can do to promote that. Now, comments are nicely settled. Where I'm in, we've been talking horror. We've been talking horror and terror and the joys of spooky season. An interesting thing is I'm curious how many of you, if any, write for younger audiences. Because the idea of balancing scary books for younger audiences is a neat game, and it's something that intrigues me. So I'd like to know if anybody participates that. Oh, boo, hiss. I need to go back to the day job. Don't forget to tip your host. Sign up for Rising Tide newsletter. Go to Patreon/The Historical Fencing Guild, and go see on Facebook Bill Sarton 76 for vintage cartooniness. She normally writes that, and I remember it. Look at me remembering things. But my throat is just not happy with me today. And Cindy Koepp writes books acceptable for younger audiences, but not horror. And that's good. Now, I do want to talk about why I think it's important, because I am always trying to feel out where, say, my son's spooky line is. For him, he has 3 movies he has to watch around Halloween, or doesn't feel like Halloween. That being It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, which I don't think anyone really counts as spooky, but it is, remember, the importance of the traditions of Halloween, because I feel we are losing them in a bizarre thing of fear. The original Hocus Pocus, I'd rather not talk about the sequel because I will likely upset some people, because I did not like it for several valid reasons. Ichabod. and the Headless Horseman, which is part of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. But we usually just skip the Mr. Toad part and get straight to the good stuff. Because who doesn't like some Halloween Bing Crosby? Now we are experimenting, and he's comfortable with the classics, that being Dracula, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, although he doesn't like that one as much, Frankenstein, and some more modern. I guess they're classics now because you have Young Frankenstein and Transylvania 65000. These are all easing into some spookierness, but what as writers who deal in horror, and I'm sorry this isn't Cindy Koepp's jam, but she's also not able to talk. What moves you, okay? And what levels do you know? Because we talked a lot about films, yesterday, last time, the films of horror. But as you're writing horror and suspense, and as I whip, but never nay nay, my pen, my stylus aside, what is the parts that get to you? Finding the fine line, balancing scary that you can share with the little ones is a hard task. Exactly. And I'm wondering, do people find it hard to write horror without going down the pit? These are all questions, and you can answer them or not. I know Luke Stone has some horror elements that certainly pop up in his work. Brian K. Morris writes horror. The Matt Gasser of Mattoon County is a horrific concept. I don't know if it counts as horror. It's much more. Carl's works feel more mysterious. Speaking of, I was unable to poach Brian any BCam videos. Maybe my powers have been limited. I'll try again later. Please do. Thank you for your valiant efforts. Need to hop. Hope everyone's day be great. May everyone's days be great. Yours too, Frog G. This is a very, very interesting Monday. I have a lot I want to try to get accomplished. The first cold snap always hyper motivates me to get everything locked down for winter. And that means I get to do a whole lot of interesting things with bubble wrap to seal up the windows and reinforce things. Because right now it looks like my, when the wind kicks up, my blind is slowly breathing. So, yeah, that's a thing. My voice is being really bad today. But I want to encourage you guys to try. Even if horror doesn't work for you. I mean, let's see. I'm not sure if the shorts I put on are truly horror or more horror adjacent. Some are elements, but they weren't written to be edge of your seat scary like a King or Coots story does. And actually, I truly enjoy the line you are living at, Richie, having read some of your stories. And I need to read more. It's one of the great tragedies in balancing the promotion, the creation, and the ingestion of independent media. I don't get a lot of time to sit back and just read the stuff that I would, which is why the Leafy Mouse folder stays active far longer than I talk about, so that I can come back later and go, okay, I can sit down, things have calmed down, and read the stories by Richie, or what Carl's put in there, or what many others have put in there, just for the enjoyment. I hope you guys have enjoyed the little bits I've thrown in there. And I do hope, Richie, sincerely, you have enough content to just reformat that, slap a spooky cover on the top, give it a name, and put that book out, Rich. You don't even have to think about it. All you have to do is format it to a size you like. Just literally cut and paste all the text into a document. Set the file size for like statement. I like statement. Statement's a good size. Statement is this. It's a little taller than some. It makes it stand out. I like Statement. And it also makes it easier to pack in the 8.5 by 11 size boxes and bags and things. Put it on there. Give it a good size font. Make it 14. Now, the reason I like big font, I like big fonts and I cannot lie, and all the others can't deny when you open a book and take your glasses off, makes you sigh. Awesome. So you're polishing them up, and there's a lot of grammar and formatting goofs I need. Absolutely. That's implied. So get that, run it through, get it cleaned up, and get that bad boy out, because you deserve more things to promote. I also may be having a guest Wednesday if I can get a hold of anybody who wants to be a guest Wednesday. I haven't had enough guests on the show, and I'm feeling, because Wednesday mornings are incredibly busy for me because I have to make sure the garbages are out and things like that. But there are a few people who I think could use some promotion Wednesday. And I'm thinking, I may reach out. Well, Richie's probably at work Wednesday, but we're going to see who we can get. Okay. I also, if there are people who really want to be on, like, Nevermind the Furthermore, because they want to talk and have something to say, not necessarily plug, because there are a lot of shill shows. Although, of course, I'll shill your work. It's who I am, but it's not a shill show. Let's talk, because I would like the community to get to know some of you better. I'm very pleased that my late night seats have been filled both by Richie and Joe Bachman. It's almost like that was engineered, but I would never seek to do something that way. Sometimes I wish I were the manipulative mastermind. Some people who I genuinely love, even though they don't love me anymore. Okay. So, that being said, I would like to see about getting people who have something to say about, either horror or what they're doing or the world as they know it, and really talk about that. Talk about your writing process. Talk about what you want to know from the community, because this is not just me popping up saying, this is what I feel, and go. The other thing that should be happening as the weather shifts and as I get some of my projects knocked out, I would like to, really? Richie, if you want to talk horror and suspense and scary myths, legends, my Wednesday is currently clear. Okay, 10, I'll be set up at 9 a.m., Rich. I'll be set up about 9:30. So the room is already there. I will send you the link for the room, and you can come in. We'll meet up about half hour before the show. And Richie Asplund can be my guest for Wednesday's Nevermind the Furthermore. And we will talk horror and suspense and scary myths. I would love to do that. Bam. There we go. Congratulations, you're booked. Nick, you do all your stuff online. Yes, I do. But that's public. People can see you're doing stuff. Yes, I do. Why? That's called transparency, folks. So, cool. That's great. Richie will be a guest. We've been in need of guests for a Wednesday show. Now, while we're doing that, it has also come to my attention that there are some current events that I've seen going on, and there is a trend. Yes, we need more transparency. That guys. I was going to go off on a tangent. I can go off on a tangent later. Preaching, sounds good. Yes. And if anybody else needs the link Wednesday and they want to get in on this conversation seriously, they can hit me up, and we may just try to do, weather and net permitting, either a direct conversation with just Richie or a panel show, depending on who's available. But we will be talking about horror and suspense, myths and legends. Maybe get into a little of the ghost hunting paranormal. I'm sure we'll have fun with it. But as Joe D. McPhee says, transparent. Yes, we need more transparency. I believe don't trust people who triangulate. Okay, don't. That's a great word. People who you can only deal with other people through them. If they make a V between you and other people and don't encourage a straight line, they're in it for themselves. Now, that's why I love seeing connections that have happened because of this program. And Carl has a needy cat here and must go. See you next week on Tidbits and see you tonight on Tidbits and Scribbles. Oh, we will see. My evening times are very scattered. I have a lot of family situations that I take care of and a lot of other things that happen during the night. That's why I broadcast in the morning. But we need to be transparent about what we do. If I say I want to do a job, I will tell you how much it is. I will ask for deadline. We'll talk about your budget and we'll bounce something out. I like to be very clear. This is how I feel business should be done. It may not be as popular as other techniques, but I'm okay with that. Because remember, guys, we are all artists, we are all creators, but there's a terrible myth that we are not also business people. Okay? And that is a fallacy, largely produced by business people, because there are far more business people who can't art than there are artists who can't business. Again, I will say it. I like people who bring me a V. There, I said it. I'll see myself. Johnny, I'm coming up on 20 years married. I don't even nah. I will say this: if you ever want to get propositioned, get engaged. That is the fastest way to have people freak out and be interested in you in ways they weren't earlier. But no, guys, beware of people who think you need them exclusively, that you can't do business without them. Anybody who promotes well, you need me if you want to get big. I've always had these people in my life, and they've always been shady. There will always be somebody who comes out, the only way to become popular or gain power and is at my side. Together we shall rule the galaxy. Together. You know what I mean? And the world is full of would-be villains and persistent parasites. Vegemite, Villa, Vehicular, Voracious. It's not yet. Okay. Sorry. You started me on a V line, and I can't get on a V line because it's not Halloween. Let me explain. We got to keep our holidays in order. Because if we don't, somebody asked about, you ever walk away from a meal like a pregnant person? I'm like, no, stop, and I'll tell you why. Because Halloween first, then Thanksgiving, then God, I can't even do it. I can't. All I want for wham! No, Mariah, no, back in the box, back. See, if you guys don't keep ourselves in order for the holidays, Mariah will get loose again, and we'll start hearing her singing about all she wants for Christmas is your soul around the 4th of July. And I've heard it done. I was weeping because I was in the full "you gotta be pooping me" mode. Not weeping. That was fury. Because a bank did a Christmas in July thing. And I'm like, no, Watson, no. Halloween. Halloween first, Halloween always. Happy Hollow Birth Thankmas. Yeah. Woo! I was like, look. I gotta have first. Gotta do Halloween. Halloween is good. You have Spooktober into Halloween. From Halloween, it goes right through the 5th of November, which we must always remember, to my anniversary, which is shortly after. That arc is Leafy Moss, in which we gather like squirrels, ebooks and goodness to read. Then comes the getting used to the concept of it being cold again, leading up to Thanksgiving, where we are thankful and appreciate and love the life we've been given and that we have food, having endured times of hunger. Which, at the strike of midnight, a large number of Americans rip off their face masks, become rabid reptilian parasites, and ravage their way through Walmart for all the goodies. To keep the bleak in Black Friday. This is a wonderful sociological thing to observe. And then it's just the line to everybody's Christmas and all the obligations and stuff. And you find the joys of the season. Then sometime between Christmas and New Year's, I get to kind of celebrate my seasonal joy Christmas, where the lights are still up. I can feel the joy in the world, and I'm left alone. That's mine. I will defend it fiercely with violence. Then New Year's Eve, and we go on further. Nothing really gets hot until Valentine's Day or Cheap Chocolate Day for those of us who understand the meaning of the holiday. No, but yes. Johnny Cage, cold is not a hoax. I wish I could tell you that it was, except that that's global warming and we're already on that path. But cold is not a hoax. It is a nightmare you may have never endured. But consider yourself lucky. I have been hot. I have been cold. I have been wet. I have been dry. Up, down, and nearly drowned. And everything was better, all well and good, till the Fire Nation attacked. Let's see. I have a niece who listens to Buy Me Crapmas music all year round. Now, that being said, after Halloween, I do delve into some, I've been known to delve into Christmas music, but not for celebration, at least not the way people think. I, at one point, was learning to read music as an adult. I had great difficulty learning in high school and earlier. Finding out you're dyslexic helps, because if you think words move around, notes can move around. So I taught myself tablature before my hands stopped working, and I have a lot of Tin Whistle Tab, and that involves a lot of it's Christmas music because it's open. So I try to play and use that as a way to get my hands in shape and keep them limber in the cold. But that's a different sort of thing. The messages from They Live are evident the day after Thanksgiving. Yes, mass consumption, violence, etc. Although I have had a lot of fun attending Black Friday events with no intention. Like after the bad crowd is doing their thing, it can be quite entertaining to simply walk through when you have no tension and go, oh, that's kind of cool. And sometimes you do well, sometimes you don't. But because you're not caught in the fever, you can just sip whatever you've brought along, watch the rapidity, and have a neat time. Also, I like Black Friday at places that don't get a lot of love after the initial burst, hardware stores, things like that. you find strange things. If you know what Menards is a young man's Ace Hardware. It is allegedly a hardware store, and this is the big box store, but has many strange things that you would not equate to hardware stores. And it gets even weirder around the holidays. So it's fun. Now, I will be probably doing some shopping early November for the clearance off Halloween goods. I'm a big fan of that. That is fun. I might get something new for my wall of cool, or some new Elvira merch, or something else like that. Which the wall's looking pretty good. It'd have to be something pretty significant to make the wall right now. I'm a fairly content dude. I don't know if that's odd or not. But it is what it is. Now, I miss Fetless too. I miss old school Fetless that had the back room that was Fetless. Fetless was a military. What is it? Military. Not decommissioned. Surplus store, and you used to be able to get amazing things there at different times of year. But no, we are coming up on Halloween. And we are coming up on Spooktober. It is Spooktober. I'm doing art. I'm watching the joyous movies. Eating popcorn. I like popcorn. I'm just kind of easing into the colder weather. I am far more likely to grill now than I am during the heat of the year. So as the days flicker, now wind has kind of been the issue of late because, well, I live in a very windy place. But when the wind dies down and we are not under a no burn advisory, it's a great time to grill. Bundle up. You're sitting by a fire. It's warm. It makes sense. Y'all go cook with fire. Sorry, someone I used to know. But enjoy fall. Go look at some leaves. It's a seasonal version of touch grass. Go for walks. They don't have to be fast. Enjoy the season for what it has, because it is fleeting before we will be locked down in the icy grip of nope. And you know what, guys? The other thing I want you to do, and I'm getting near log off time. Army surplus meets flea market meets mom and pop gun shop. Yeah, you could get everything at Fetless if you knew who to ask. They didn't have a back room. They had like whole back departments. It was a wonderful place. But part of this time of year is assessing the harvest. I am not going to highlight that because I'm not sure about the statute of limitations on that one, Richie. But yeah, Fetless was the right was something else, and I'm just not bringing that one up. But because even though I did not participate, I was aware, allegedly. There were always stories about that place. Anyhow, take a look at your sales. Now, you can't measure yourself against others, but especially if you're on like KDP, every so often I like to go check my lifetime sales. And why do I do this? Because I don't make a lot. But I make more than I did when I started. Okay? The relative growth is rather substantial. And I am marching towards a major, to me, a major milestone. And when I hit it, I intend to celebrate. That being, it doesn't, figuring out my numbers is a little dicey. I could do that. They don't give me the number of books sold easily accessible. It's not like I've sold this many of this many and this many, not counting author copies. But I can check the dollars digitally. And I am getting very close after 4 years of sales. Sometime next year, I'll probably hit having sold $1,000 worth of books. Now, yes, that's in like 4 years. But that is something that I consider a major accomplishment. And it may be minor in anybody else's world. And obviously, it's not survival money, but it's something. And we have to celebrate accomplishments. We're getting close to the 50th episode of Nevermind the Furthermore that I am hosting. That's a big deal. And I'll probably try to do something snazzy for that. Because I'm honored to have taken over the show. So we need to enjoy that. Now, guys, I'm going to sign off. It looks like my views are dropping. If you haven't hit like, share, and subscribe, please do. And I have been $1,000 payouts. In payouts, it will be $1,000 in payout. And yay, 50. And whoops. We are missing you already. Yeah. I'm gonna call it for now. And Richie, be sure I'll send you the link to the studio for Wednesday. I should be in as early as a half hour before. I may run a little late. It just depends on Xander and Feline. But I'm always here. It's just I don't always get the show started on time. So I look forward to seeing you. And I look forward to seeing everybody else. Yeah, thank you. How little folks tend to get that is a heck of a amount. Thank you. Yeah, I have worked very hard for that. Now, that does not include author copies. I have made more than that by selling, buying the copies from Amazon and then selling them. I just don't actually have those numbers because we were sort of tracking them. I was bad about it. But I've been fairly consistent, and slow consistency is valuable. So when I get there, I think I'm around 800 now. When I hit 1,000, I will do a party. Actually, you know what? Here, give me a second. Let's see. You guys want to see? Let me sign in. I'll let you see. I'm going to do this. Hold on. Move tab to new window. Boom. Let me see. There is nothing problematic. Cool. All right. So, present, share screen. Here we go. Because some people don't know how to do this. This is the back door, essentially, to KDP. I have access to my bookshelf. When I create more stories, I can hit that. I need to, I have all my prices set. I need to finish making a hard copy, cover copy of Big Snoppy Robots, but I've had some problems finding the original art, so I have to iron that out. And this is all my books. Boom, 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 right? So if I go reports, all right, this is today's estimated royalties, okay? And I've had 3 orders viewed. These 3 books have sold today. A digital copy of the manual, a digital copy, yeah, that's a digital copy of the Fighting Axe, and I believe a digital copy of the Spear. This tells you exactly how much money I make on each copy. I do not make a lot because I keep my books very, very low. And I want you guys to see these numbers because, yeah, yay for numbers greater than 0 in that spot. Yeah. And that's today. Okay. That's what today looks like. Today, I have made $6 estimated. Now, if I go to royalties estimator, and I want you, if you're on KDP, to do this, okay? This month, I am estimated at $32, okay? Oh, and it's good. It's showing me my cursor. But $32.41 this month. Estimated by last month's rate, but all these are confirmed. 10 books, and it will tell you what I've made in by each book across the board. And all these zeros are books that haven't sold. It only gives you the 10 you select, usually the top 10. I have 11 titles right now. I will have more by end of year. Now you could filter it by authors, if I had multiple authors, specific books, marketplace, distribution, right? But we're not going to worry about that. One neat thing is you can also see where you've sold. Now, if you go, let's see, that's that. Let's go royalties estimator. Where is the, hold on, I have to do this. Now, you guys probably can't see this as well, but actually, I know what I'll do. Give me just a second, because I want you guys to see this. And I need to check that my screen is showing up, but I'm full screen here. Oh, my net is down. That makes sense. But I know you guys can hear me. So let's go change date, lifetime. I want to see what this looks like. Okay, cool. You can't see everything all right. Or maybe you can. That's interesting. Okay, cool. You can't see everything all right. Or maybe you can. Anyway, I have made since August 24th of 2016 to date, roughly $835.18. This is my sales spread. I am showing you this because I want you to see how one checks their numbers. My first book came out and it just, boom, boom. And for months, I couldn't crack a $20 line. And for periods, I'd crack, a few cents. And since I've taken over Nevermind the Furthermore, basically this has been my bump. Okay? That was my best month ever. September, around my birthday, was my best month ever. But this is what growth looks like. It is slow. It is tedious. I can look at that. I believe I can see. There's a way, and I can't remember, but to see what, let's see, all distributions, all marketplaces. There's a way to show my marketplaces. But this is the kind of numbers you should be checking if you're using a digital service, guys. And I have one more. That's probably the Whisperer. It's only giving me the top 10. That's fine. But since I published the Historical Fencing Guild on both venues, now there was a glitch here, so it split. That happened. But I've made $439. That's my real numbers. This is what I make. And it looks like a lot, but you have to also spread it out over all this time of making, you know, $10, $13 here. This is how you start. This is what a start and progress looks like. If I did this a line chart, you can see the different titles better. The Simple Spear being a new title, but new titles do very well. Now I'm at a down arc. That's okay. This is how you process. When that hits, when that hits $1,000, I will share it. And I'm doing this not for any self-aggrandizement, but I'm doing this. Cancel. I don't know what that's about. There's a slight glitch there, but we fixed it. It's so that you can see it can be done and what your numbers look like. This, some people, the numbers will break your heart because if you're trying to survive, I could not survive on this, but it's a start and it's progress. And when you're starting out, progress is so important. So, like I said, when I crack 1,000, I will celebrate. When we crack 50 episodes, that should be next week, I'm going to celebrate. I have no idea how many episodes of the Historical Fencing Guild I've done, simply because I didn't track them as well as I should. I could do the math. But this is made possible through hard work and a great audience and, frankly, a decent product. You guys can do that. A lot of you can do far more than that. Let yourself do that. Let yourself be proud, but be aware of what you're doing. That will let you know. I've made a lot of changes. It looks like it's been progress. It won't do it itself. So I want to help you guys on a very real, like I said, I am transparent. Okay. That's what I have made in 4 years of doing this. But that means somebody as goofy and offset and niche as I am can do that. If you have a better general audience, you should be able to do better. And people ask, I make about $50 on my Patreon. And when you consider the cost of my the gear that I have to order for the reviews, keeping the internet going, because I basically cover a lot of that, and keeping the StreamYard going, which until Joey's kindness, it's a lot in, it's a lot out, but it's a start. And you today, if you have that book that you've been meaning to publish and you haven't got there, publish it. Give it a shot. And don't be afraid to talk about your progress. When you work a job, workers should discuss their wages. That way you know that the manager isn't messing you over. Wages should be discussed. That is not bad form. We are told that's bad form to keep us hidden. That's real. That amounts real close to what I've made in game design. And I've only done a few games. I make a lot more in game design than I do publishers. But this is the trickle. And this trickle exists not for now, because most of that money, whatever I don't spend, I put away, is to build up a legacy for Xander that hopefully will be able to maintain momentum after I'm gone. This is how we work. This is what it looks like behind the curtain. And I want you guys to see that. So we've discussed some stuff. I've opened up to you guys, and open up to anybody who wants to see it. If you work hard, you can make some money. Now, you may not make a lot of money, but some, and some matters. That's a start. So, guys, I want you to create something. Do some art, do some paper, do some creation. Put it down. That way, if it's not where you want, you can edit it. You can fix it. But at the end of the day, you just can't edit a blank page. So I will see you Wednesday right here for more Nevermind the Furthermore with my buddy Richie Asplin. And we may get other guests. We need more guests in. Keep creating, folks. I'll see you real soon.